Sometimes some pastors are depressed and they take their depression to the altar. Imagine a pastor all through the night not giving his head sleep. The blood pressure is already high. He's on the altar, not even knowing anything. So many pastors have high blood pressure. Wow. Some pastors will tell you they are doing night vigil, but if you check them very well, they are praying, they are not doing anything. They are thinking all through. Because they are depressed.
Very much.
And once you are depressed, you'll be covering up and be isolating. They leave their wife in the master bedroom, they go there, they are praying. But when you ask them, are they actually praying? They're not praying. They are just thinking, how do I pay this bill? What is going on with my health? Why are people leaving me? What is this name calling on social media? Etc. And it can happen to anybody. What we are saying there is not how you show whether you are a lower pastor, a bigger pastor, or a higher pastor. There are so many highly anointed men of God in depression forming superhuman beings. And there are pastors who don't want to take themselves for medical checkup because they have overrated themselves to be too spiritual. Now, and that's why I am worried when we have very anointed men who are healing ministers, who are very anointed, who have personal doctors, who check their blood pressure, check everything, looking okay, but teaching things they are not keeping privately. So there's nothing wrong in you believing in supernatural healing. And once your faith can carry it, that's okay. But I think it's sheer stupidity when you are not LD and you have prayed and applied your faith and you know it's not working, for you not to seek a medical aid and a medical support to know what is wrong with my body. Because your body is already prophesying to you. You are having a headache, you are not okay, you are feeling weak, you cannot stand for a long time on the altar, you are deteriorating and you are still young, or you need to get an attention. But you see, if you pray and you apply your faith and you are healed, that is okay. But that does not mean everybody that you are reaching out to must have that level of faith that you have. Will you also want to go? And Peter said, who do we go to? You are the one that have the word of eternal life. So if a great pastor like Pastor Jesus could lose members, who are you not to lose members? So there are pastors who have taken it too personal when they lose members. Unhealthy competition brings depression. Medical reports that hits pastors. There are pastors who have been diagnosed of kidney failure, cancer, who have lost their wife at the line of carrying out their duty as a soldier of Christ. And then hear members that they have put all their life into their hands saying that the man of God killed his wife for sacrifice. Or pastor's wife who have lost their husband. And they say the pastor wife killed her husband in order to take the position. So there are many pastors' wives and pastors, because I don't want us to only think about pastors. There are many pastors' wives and pastors who are in depression. And there are pastors who have married the wrong woman. And don't know how to say it. So they have to live with that pain. And then it can lead to depression. There are many pastors who are suicidal in thought, but yet they are leading and bleeding. You see, every Sunday, if we have to take statistics of pastor, after on Sunday, great sermon, great manifestation of the power of God, we'll get back home and look at what is behind the scene. You see, depression. Most pastors need attention, and the attention is an emergency attention, a spiritual first aid treatment. And when you are arrogant and proud in depression, death is inevitable. Wow. So we need A lot of pastors are in depression. Or there are pastors whose children have gone astray. We will go into that. So there are many factors that make a lot of pastors to be depressed. For example, an healing pastor with a great prophetic ministry, great deliverance ministry, only coming to receive a medical report that you have cancer, prostate cancer, or having kidney failure. And he is praying for other people, they are testifying, and at the same time he's seeing himself going down and begin to feel that God, why? What is going on? There are pastors who God has given them the grace to pray for people for fruit of the womb, but yet they don't have their own children. Every pastor need another pastor to pastor him. Every pastor need another pastor to pastor him.
That's a strong one. Wow.
And it becomes dangerous when you get an enemy as a pastor to pastor you as a pastor. There are some submission that is not a submission under a real father. It's a submission that is actually slavery that can be destructive. That's why you must be mindful of the kind of place you submit yourself as a pastor. Because there are fathers who are fathering pastors who have been wounded. And because the pastor share his weakness, his trial, a father that is supposed to heal the son has capitalized on the weakness of the son to destroy the son. When you begin to see as a pastor that you no longer want to interact, relate, you're specifically isolating yourself from other people. It's a subtle depression coming in. When you become aggressive and very sensitive on normal issues that you should look down on, it's subtle depression coming in. There are pastors who don't even have personal care over themselves. They can't shave, they can't do anything. They're always on the mountain, looking for God on the mountain. There's nothing wrong in going to pray on the mountain. But when it becomes an issue whereby you are just seeing yourself drifting away from normal human being, interacting with people, you're just looking for something to console yourself. Depression is creeping in gradually. When a pastor no longer finds his wife as a suitable partner and helpmate to share pains and burden with, he's in depression. When you rather prefer to share your depression with a daughter in the church or with a brother or a son in the church as a wife, you are drifting into depression. When there is no longer appetite to eat, then you turn it to fasting. And you are fasting aimlessly, not because you want to fast. When it's on Sunday and the pastor is finding it difficult to wake up on the bedside to dress up to go to church, he doesn't feel like going to church. The church is no longer, there's the appetite, the anorexia. That motivation for ministry is no longer there. Every Sunday there's this pulpit fear and people's sickness that comes in. You no longer study to show yourself approved. The Bible become boring to you. It's no longer becoming the best book that can kind of push you forward to go forward. That pastor is in depression and is in denial. Can I say this, that a pastor can be in depression? How do you know pastors that are in depression? Pastors can be in depression. A pastor can be in depression and is in denial when he attacks other pastors who are doing well, and you wish to be like them, but he feels that they are using something or there's an extra curriculum to their success. So he's bitter with every successful pastor. Then he begins to attack them and name call them and do all manner. Most pastors will do that. If you go under the skin to check very well, it's a sign of depression. Because once you begin to be anti-success, imagine, let me put it this way. Imagine you started ministry with another pastor, and the pastor in quote, as a big church doing well, and you don't even have a auditorium or members are following you. There's a way if you are not matured, you are going to start fighting that pastor.
True.
There are spiritual fathers that have become bitter with their spiritual sons. They raise the son spiritually, but the son is now bigger than them. Because the son is, you can be a father who has fallen from grace, who have removed the Asian landmark, who don't even really understand what it takes to move forward in ministry. Now you can now begin to see the sons you have raised up doing very well. If you are not matured enough to see that God is trying to teach you something, you can begin to attack what God have used you to raise.
Yes.
There are many fathers who are trying to erase what God used them to raise. Who are trying to erase what God used them to raise. Because they never see it coming from there. God is not a respecter of any man. Now, you can raise up sons if they love God, embrace God, and they follow passionately, and you as a father fall from grace to grass. The son can overtake you, still honor you, and you can be bitter. Then it will become the story of the old prophet and the young prophet.
Thank you for watching. Hope you were blessed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this.